Oh, hello. How's everyone doing today?
Hi. Hi, people. Hi. Woogie, 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 woogie.
Who's a good audience member? Who's a good audience member? It's you. It's you.
You. Yes, it is. All of you. Happy Wednesday. What's going on? Happy February. Last time we talked to y'all, it was January. Happy February.
I know, right? Listen.
Happy Black
we got.
Are we not supposed to say that now?
We have 48 months to get through, and so I'm gonna need each one of them to slide through as fast as possible.
Listen, as we are going to go ahead and represent in this February, which is Black History Month, indeed.
So, anywho, so how are you doing, dear?
I am great. I don't have any real issues right now. Like it's kind of sad because I kind of feel like, is the ball getting ready? The other shoe get ready to fall somewhere? Like, what's going on? Like, how are we doing this? But I'm trying not to, have that type of thought, or those type of thoughts. But again, I'm pretty good. It was a pretty decent day. Had an okay time at work with the peoples. I had my little time with my little supervisor. That was actually pretty okay. So I mean, it's been good. Staff is good. I had a good BM this morning. Yeah, I had a good BM this morning. It was, it was all good. It was appropriate.
I could have just pause for a second. I could have lived my whole life and the next, and possibly the one after that, without knowing that information.
No, it was good. It was good. Because listen, when you have them, it's just great. So I'm gonna go ahead and share. Like, hey, it was good. The weekend was good. I actually, I took some time and went up into the Berg. I went to go see and support the brother because he went to go perform at the Hard Rock Cafe and had a wonderful time. I'll drop some pictures in the chat while we're, during the show. But yeah, had a wonderful time. Or actually, he can drop them in the chat because I don't want to, but I'll drop like one in there just so a little clip. But yeah, had a good time. Yeah, like it was good. Like was able to do some community service work with some.
What does that mean?
I did some community service work.
Wait a minute, what does that mean? I mean, you just tell us about your doo-doo this morning, so you can tell us about your community service work.
I did some community service work.
Don't act like, suddenly that topic is off limits.
I mean, but it is. So, I mean, but, whatever. I stopped by, seen some people. I did get to see, I was trying to go see my kids, some of the house kids and just my kids just in general. And catch up with them because we talk on Facebook or whatever. And but I wanted to just see them, put my hands on them, get hug them right in the neck and everything. So I got to see my daughter. I got to see her. She's doing well. That son of mine, I went to go check them out, and then you done told me you done moved out another like 30 minutes in the opposite direction of where I was going. I was like, let's reevaluate that. Let's plan for that when I come back the next time. So But as long as you're okay, that's good. Got to see the baby boy, my little grandchild. We went to lunch or whatever, and so it was a good little weekend. It was cold, but it was good. It was a good little weekend. So had a good time, a good meal. Even brought some food home. Had a little meal made for me. Came home, and that's it. Like it was just good. It was no real complaints. Slept a lot, talk shit. Slept some more, talk more shit, and like that's what we did. So we had a good time.
Good. So that is how it should be.
Absolutely. Like it wasn't even about any sort of pressure or anything, or no, it was like, listen, this is what we doing. Like this is where we at. So so I'm glad we actually got some time to just hang out, just do nothing. And but it was good. It was definitely good. So I don't really have to make complaints. How was your week, your weekend, your day?
I am growing increasingly frustrated with people at work and their incompetence. I'm just like, all you got to do is your job. I mean, it's just annoying to me that people make such effort to be bad at their job, and then like when you're building a building and someone so everybody's like, yeah, bricks, check, hammers, check, rebar, check. And then so everybody starts lining shit up and everything's good to go, and then everybody's like, where's the cement? And I'm like, but this is your job, though. Your job, cement is literally, you are the cement provider. That's like literally in your job.
They are cement queens. Cement queen,
cement. And I'm just like, how can you? This is your function in this whole thing. Now, I just want to be clear. This building was supposed to have been done back in November. Here we are the first week of February, and it still ain't done. And now we finally getting to do it. And now you're like, oh shit, we didn't order the cement. And then what would you do if you were the cement maker and forgot the cement?
If I was the cement maker and I forgot the cement, well, I can't really start without the cement. What are we talking about here? It's an integral part of what you need.
Because we've all like, oh shit, I fucked something up. So that means I'm gonna need to double time it. I need to get this shit together. I need to stay late or get there early or get whatever. Even if we're going to be late, I need to pick it back up so that further lateness is, minimized. These girls been like, oh, would you look at that?
There's no cement.
We forgot the cement. Okay, girl. Anyway, I'm going to be out of the office for the next week. I'll talk to y'all when I get back. And so I was saying to one of the people that I work with, I was like, sometimes I'm like, am I the dummy for actually giving a shit about the work that we supposed to be doing? Because no one else does. Like, shit be like months and years behind. And I'm sitting there like, girl, we are like 9 months behind on this project. This shit should have been done like a long time ago. And everybody else is like, so I have to, and I'm just getting annoyed with that, because what I don't want to do is become one of those people.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's that. So anyway, so then thank you for introducing me to the Patapsco flea market slash swap meet slash I'm so hood. Because baby, I went back. So what I did, so first of all, let me show you the reason that I was going to go. So we're going to start with.
Did you go back and get that? What was it? Daddy's sexy scent, sexual soft scent or whatever.
No, girl, because I don't know where them oils have been. I don't even know if that shit is real or not.
It was a gallon for like $27.
But and that's the thing with those oils, because I remember when I was younger, I was wearing, I don't know, Yope or Cool Water. I wasn't Yope because Yope always smelled terrible. It was Cool Water or something. And one of the guy had the little vial. This is the oil that they used to make Cool Water. I put that shit on my skin.
Listen,
I was good.
All I know is with all the oils, and I said this over the years, with all these oils, for me, it seems like I smell the base underneath it and not the oil. Like, that, and I don't like what I smell underneath of it. That's the problem for me. Oh, so I see Eccentric. I see Lola. Thank you for tuning in, even though you was catching up on Cross. And then, listen.
Well, the first person in the chat was Dylan.
Dylan was the first person. But then we also
Eccentric. And then Grace, who apparently loves a good morning dump.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. But then also, listen, we have Cortland in here who's doing his Cocker Spaniel. Yes. All right. Okay. Good to see you. Listen, just to be clear, I was threatened. I was threatened. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
Threatened with what?
That Cocker Spaniel decided to threaten me. He don't know that I'm going to take this newspaper and ball it up. And when I say go to town on them,
that's like that. So you're not exactly, you threatening him with a good time.
Listen.
So I had originally been. So let me share the screen, right? So I had bought these panels, right? And I had this whole concept. Well, so my original concept is that I want a headboard that goes all the way up to the ceiling. And so I had seen these panels, and they're PU, they're polyurethane, but leather effect, whatever. So I was going to cover the whole wall with these because that was going to be second, because I could not find, I take it back, I could very well find a tufted velvet fabric headboard or leather headboard that went all the way to the ceiling, but I was not about to pay $3,000 for it.
Well, yeah, so that part. So yes, you could find it, but
so then I was going to get these panels, and 2 boxes of these panels was going to cover the area that I needed it to cover, and it was going to go all the way to the ceiling, and we was going to be good to go. So I bought these, and then we went to the spot,
right?
And I found this.
Right.
And so I went back and got this headboard, or actually I got 2 of them. So the reason that I went back to the wholesale liquidator was to get these. And then on the way back, I came back past the flea market again. So that was a lovely adventure. And, I walked, baby, that place is a fucking maze, because I doubled back on myself at least 3 times trying to go through and see everything that I wanted to see. But, baby, I was in there for basic shit. Like, I was looking for a couple of soap dishes, which I found. I found some toilet bowl cleaner, 2 for $5. And I got those, I got the Chinese takeout food containers to use for cookies and cocktails. So it was like, what was it, like 75 of those for $100 or for $10 or $5 or something like that. So I got everything that I needed, but it was a nice, quiet day. And then
I said that when you go by yourself and you're able to just walk around and you ain't got nobody, you got to worry about nobody, baby, you can just get your shit and keep it moving, and that's it. You ain't got to talk to nobody. Just listen. You can focus on everything in your head.
Exactly. And then I had a lovely play date we're gonna call him what's a good name for it?
Uzbekistan.
We're gonna call, even though he's not Asian at all. He's
Because aren't they moving to like Uzbekistan or something?
No, he's from Central America or somewhere, or South America. But let's just in this chat, he's going to be referred to as Kung Fu Grip.
I already know where this is getting ready to go.
I was like, oh my God, baby. The time we had and the times we will continue to have.
Come on, G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu Grip.
Yeah. So we had ourselves a lovely time. And then one of our brothers had a little function at his chateau on Sunday, which was cute. And then I came home and gave my State of Onyx address, which, you know, I was trying not to sound too militant, but I was like, girl, we got a lot of shit going on. You know,
too bad.
You ready. Right. So.
But I mean, spot the lie. Everything that you said wasn't nothing that you said that was wrong.
No, that's true. Everything we did say was true. And then we got, this is public information, but we got some bad news that our brother and good Brista and our channel mate Legionnaire is not doing too well. He's fighting through some significant health challenges, but he is still with us at the moment, and we will continue to pray for him and hope that he pulls through.
I'm a little thrown off with that. It still feels very surreal to me, especially when I look forward to seeing them at every like event that I go to. And this last event, I'm pissed off because he literally texted me and was like, "Hey, Brista, just checking on you. I heard you were under the weather." And I was so touched by that, but I'm still like, damn, like that's how I'm going to end this thing. Like, it possibly with like a text message, but it's just surreal for me right now. But listen, I think of him and I'm keeping all toes and knees and ankles and everything crossed and throwing up a couple prayers. So yeah, we'll see how this gonna roll.
Yes.
So yeah, that's
what so that was that. So overall, it was a really good and quiet weekend. This weekend is it's a little early for spring cleaning, but this is going to have to be a deep clean weekend because I was like this. I felt like Joan Crawford. I was like, clean up this mess.
Right, like I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at
the dirt.
It's like, okay, girl. All right. Like,
so,
okay.
But yeah, so that was a good weekend, and then so looking forward to all of that, and then I'm on the downslope towards Leather Leadership Conference, which will be my last Leather Leadership Conference, and so this will be a good one. But I will honestly be looking forward to not having that event. Girl, I'll be tired of planning events. Girl, there has been, except for the year we was in COVID, I'm always planning at least 2 or 3 big events a year. So, I need to get rid of at least one. So
I get it. But when you name your successor, they'll have some good shoes, some big shoes to fill. So that's cool.
Yep. And that was about it. So you want to get into these Grammy fashions now?
Listen, we might as well, because we're I'm not gonna say we're petty, we don't care about anything else, but we do like some good fashions.
It's the most important part of it, to be honest.
I mean, come on, like that's what we're doing. We this is important. So get into these motherfucking fashions of the Grammys for 2025. So listen, Shaboozey. Now, I don't think that Shaboozey is unattractive. I know that Shaboozey comes across as pretty tall, but baby, this ain't doing it for me, this hairstyle situation. But baby, this scarf is giving me everything that
I like the scarf, and I'll just leave it at that.
It's giving me everything I need. This, bust down part in the middle. I don't know about that Shabuzi, but I mean,
yeah,
well, yeah, that's all I got. But I do love
it. Been good for him.
Taylor Swift. So listen, if anybody thought that Taylor Swift was not a grown woman, baby, Taylor Swift is a grown woman in this Vivienne Westwood ensemble. But the thing that was so cute to me is the fact that she has this little chain, this monogram chain on that's hanging underneath the side of the dress on top of her leg, and the T actually could be for Taylor or it could be for Travis because that's a little boyfriend situation. So all I know is, listen, Taylor got some nice legs and she looks good. She looks good in this whole look. I like this one.
The red looks good on her.
Janelle Monáe, listen, Janelle Monáe always is just extra, but then not enough at the same time for me. Like, she ain't got no shirt on and she's giving extra, and then she got this hat on giving, androgynous almost a little bit, but it's like the beat face. And so it's like, but again, it works for her. She's in this Alexandra Mandelkorn, but it looks good on her. And she always looks very comfortable in her fashion. So I'm here for this whole look for her.
Yes.
Lady Gaga in Vivienne Westwood. I've been seeing a lot of Gaga lately, and she's being more fashion conscious like she used to be. And I'm enjoying that. So I'm enjoying these looks. I'm enjoying the new video and the looks inside of it. And I actually like Gaga with dark hair. I don't know if I care for this particular hairstyle, but I do like her in dark hair. But I thought it was a different look for her. Well, I should say different look for her, but it was what I remember Gaga doing when she first came out, giving all these different looks. So that's what I like. Listen, Shakira was in a custom etro gown. Baby, I don't have nothing bad to say. Just like she looks good. That's it. She just looks good.
Yes, and yes, Dylan, it reminds me of that long scarf that you have.
Okay.
Yeah, this is definitely, it's cute-ish, but she's got on a sheer lace gown over an orange one piece.
I mean, keep it simple.
I don't like that.
Okay.
I feel like it should be nude or something, because now it just literally looks like she has on a lace gown over an orange bikini.
I can see that. But
so
I think the overall, I think for me, the overall facts, she looks good. It's not, I'm not blowing, it's nothing blowing my hair back though, but she looks good.
All right, next. Come on, right screen.
Miley Cyrus walking in with some Yves Saint Laurent. Dolly Parton said it best. Like, it takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of money to look this cheap. I swear to God, I know this dress that cost a nice little piece of nice little piece of change. But baby, Miley Cyrus, when she gets dressed up to me, it's like, girl, you paid all this money to look this cheap. That's where I'm at. And it's not that she looks bad, but I'm just like, okay, listen. Okay, Miley, you're grown too. So I do like her face makeup. She looks good.
Yeah, she's letting the girls know she's no longer Hannah Montana. I mean, she ain't been Hannah Montana for a while, though.
For quite some time. Yeah, quite some time. Listen, J Balvin wearing Christian Dior. I mean, it's a jacket. That's all I got. I
have no idea who this person is, so.
Someone in the music business. We'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
We'll go with that. Cynthia Erivo, listen, with this Louis Vuitton that she put on, this whole look, at first I was like, I don't like this. But then the more I looked at it, I was like, it feels very Star Trek-ish. Like,
it does. She looks like an alien.
Yeah, like giving alien superstar, or like an alien in the background of a Star Trek, bar room scene or something. But listen, it works for her. I love the whole décolleté, and it's so far all the way down, and I live it. I live for it. I think it looks good on her. I think that she and a very few other people could pull this look off the way as good as she does. So good for you, Cynthia. This is a good look.
Yes.
Sabrina Carpenter in a JW custom gown. It's very retro and reminds me of like 40s, 50s, Marilyn Monroe-ish housewife who wants to get a little jazzy, but only behind the door. I mean, behind the closed door type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Little tease and a peekaboo and a little feather. I can work with it. John Legend and Chrissy Teigen. They're wearing Louis Vuitton and Christian Siriano. Listen, Chrissy's gown is like, I just
see Christy Teigen is always doing too much to me.
It's kind of like the gown is beautiful, but it's like her in the gown for some reason. I'm kind of like, well, wait a minute. Like, do we need to like, well, what? I don't know.
Like I said, he's always doing too much.
I don't know, but I do like John's suit though. The Louis
John's suit is cute.
I do like that. Like I would rock.
And I mean, I want to be clear. Chrissy Teigen, after having I don't know how many kids and the miscarriages and everything, the body is fire. Something about this dress and everything is just not working for me on her.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just maybe the flat hair. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's not. Like, I feel like it's not, the gown is getting lost behind her. And it's like, shouldn't the gown stand out a little bit? But I don't know. But hey, listen, they're ordinary people. I just, I had to do that. Okay. Olivia Rodriguez in Versace. This is cute. But one thing I hate, and I think I've said this before, I hate about some of these dresses with some of these people, some of these dresses that people wear. It makes them look so damn square. And it like I just don't understand. She is looking
like a box in this dress.
Yeah, like, and it's not like she's not fat, she's not unattractive. She's a beautiful woman. She has beautiful skin, beautiful face, beautiful hair, but she just looks boxy in this for me. And
it is not it is a figure bearing, but to me, this isn't particularly figure flattering.
Maybe that's what it is. It's just not figure flattering. But hey, listen, I think it's a nice gown. Probably would look really nice on a curvier woman. So even like a Beyonce or like a Raquel Welch, like even like a Halle Berry, because she's curvy and as far as her hips are concerned, or like a Niecy Nash, something a little bit more curvier. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Listen, Doechie's wearing Tom Brown, and we've seen some of these looks before. Yes. But the sad part is everything that Tom Brown that she was wearing, and even her performance, baby, all of it just looks like her. Like it looks like every day, this is what I'm going to wear. This is how I'm going to get down. And for me, it's the marriage of the designer and the artist together. And I think Tom Brown looks great on her. Like this
really does. Yes. And I saw her performance, baby. She turned that stage out.
Listen, Doechii was not playing with these kids. She was like, baby, I am here. I am here. Okay, this is Jaden Smith in Louis Vuitton. And
do we ever get an explanation for this?
Huh?
Do we ever get an explanation for this?
I'm ignoring some parts of this. I'm focusing on the tuxedo. The tuxedo
is basic. I mean,
it's a basic tuxedo, but it fits him very well. And that's what makes it look good. I'm not really crazy about the black tie, but okay, whatever. But that's it. But I'm not even this headpiece situation. I'm trying to understand like where we're going with this. I just don't know. I don't know if I'm just obtuse. I don't know what it is. I just can't. That's it.
Yeah.
I just can't.
I mean, yes, we agree. We agree, Eccentric. The tailoring of the tux is nice. So Absolutely. All of that, yes, but it just this overall look is just as our Brista Andre Leon Talley would say, it's just too much fashion.
It definitely would go to Anna Wintour, like go and take one thing off. Like
very that.
Charlie XCX, and so she's in this custom Gaultier look. This feels very
Head madam in the whorehouse look.
Yeah, Moulin Rouge, best little whorehouse in Texas.
That's not an insult.
No, it's not an insult. Best little whorehouse in Texas, or the deceased sexy siren bride of Frankenstein or Dracula, and like, you know, she's still trying to rock it. Like, that's what it feels like for me, and it feels very kind of like, I feel like she would wear this to the supermarket. I don't know why, but I feel like she would wear this to the supermarket.
Mm-hmm. And I love this gown, but this boot is murdering me.
I hate damn heel out, toe out boot. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It just does not make any sense to me. There are some that I've seen that
wear like a Roman style boot that was laced all the way up to the knee. Yes, but I agree with you. These cutouts and all this, it just looks a mess to me.
It's that, I don't know. It's just busy for me.
Yeah,
that's just it. But you know, I mean, her hair's just there. This is a look. This is a choice. Chapel Roan.
This is my first time seeing this person. I had heard the name before, but I had no idea what she looks like, and I don't know if this is what she sort of normally wears. This sort of China doll. You know, she looks like a Russian nesting doll kind of.
And in that vein, in that vein. Well, from what I've seen of her, the couple pictures, I listen. She's new for me as well. But I thought that if you like this look, because what's her face? Keith Urban's ex-wife, red hair.
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman does this iced out white look as well. And you know, there's a piece of it that's pretty with the red hair and all that type of stuff. So on her, I think it's a pretty look. I don't necessarily know how I feel about the gown or whatever and the boot, but you know what?
Well, Dylan's one of the young people, and they say that's her aesthetic. So okay.
Yeah, I mean, what I see of her, it works. It just looks like her, and that's all that I can see. Even the glove, like with the nails on it or whatever, it looks like, I don't know if the nails are on it or it's just that's her nails underneath of it. But listen, this works for her. I don't think she looks bad. She just looks like, I don't feel like this is her being dressed up. And if it is, then I clearly don't know what her dress down look is.
Yeah,
don't know. Listen, Roberto Cavalli, you are playing in these kids' faces. So Cardi is definitely a curvy woman, but when I tell you this gown is fitting her and looks absolutely amazing on her, the way it is laying on her and the feathers down the bottom, girl, quit your playing. She is just. You know,
the one thing that's annoying me is this one off the shoulder thing, so it makes her breasts look asymmetrical in a way that's annoying me.
I don't even get down.
It just came down. I don't think that was the look that was meant to be.
Clean. I'm. Listen,
you're not even noticing that.
Nope. I'm not. Benson Boone is wearing Dolce & Gabbana.
Oh, good for him.
Next slide, please. That's all I got. Madison Beers. So I like the drama. So this is what I do like. I like the idea of the gown, and I like the drama of the coat. Like that, I absolutely love. All of it together, but I do think there's some things about this coat that is. There's some prettiness to it, and I think it's because
the coat is cute. This dress is, but I feel like the reveal from the dress to the coat, or from the coat to the dress, was cute. But when you just have it after the reveal, it just is not really working. And it looks like, she looks like either the child or the little sister of Megan
Fox.
Megan Fox, yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
She's really giving great value Megan Fox to me. because Megan, back in her day, you could not fucks with Megan Fox.
Listen, Megan can still turn a look. With her and Machine Gun Kelly, she can still turn a look. She's a beautiful woman.
I have no idea who this person is.
Callie Uchis. She just showed up in her leopard print.
But who is she?
I don't know. Like, I don't know her music. I don't know what she's written. I don't know anything. I've heard her name 100 times. I don't really know. But listen, she showed up. She won her leopard print, and that's where she's at. That's all I got.
And these shoes are also.
It's a basic black pump.
It looks like she could stab the shit out of somebody with that pointed toe.
She is chasing any bug in the corner, and she's getting that. She's like, aha!
I gotcha.
Jacob Collier, another person that was there, that was in this unknown designer. But
Jacob Collier was there and wearing clothes.
He looks happy. That's what we're gonna do. He looks happy.
Him. And baby, this shoe, these Uggs, these basement child, these are shoes that you get from Spencer's or Journeys with the gum soles.
Oh.
Because this whole look could have been fierce if the shoe had pulled it together.
Listen,
if he had like a stunning boot or something.
He was going for comfort. That's what he went for. And so he felt like the suit was giving enough. And so he went for comfort on the foot. That's what
the suit is giving a lot. But you can't give a suit that gives a lot or a dress that gives a lot and then have an old basic ass shoe.
Listen, we have to get with his fairy gay fathers, whoever they are. They need to have a look. They need to have a refresher.
Wagons around him because this is
they need to have a refresher. But hey,
and you was relying too much on this pattern. Anyway,
we just Troye Sivan in Prada. This is giving me very much of like gay twink boy gets dressed up in front of the daddy.
And I'm sorry, some of the girls was going in for this. I was like, this is ugly.
It is not one of my favorite looks, and it's a lot of there's a color gradation, but then there's also sheer, so it looks different in different sides of the light and everything else.
And I don't know if you can see you can see the cursor. It's got this little brooch on the neck, and then it goes inside here, and the jacket, which I think is a different fabric from the pant, and the shirt is not tucked in. It just looks messy.
It's kind of given.
So maybe this outfit probably costs more than I make in a year, but that is beside the whole fucking point.
Right. It's giving my first red carpet look.
Yeah. This is giving, girl, I'm gay. I don't need a stylist. I'm gay.
That part. Listen, Julia Fox. So let me just say this.
This is a boot, bitch. This is a boot.
So yes.
Now, the outfit is terrible. I want to be clear.
Listen, the outfit is not even bad. It's the gloves.
Baby, why does she look like fucking, you ever notice that like Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse? It's like, why are these bitches wearing gloves? I guess to make up for the fact that a duck and a mouse shouldn't have arms and elbows and hands, so they gotta have on gloves. But girl, you know what it looks like? It looks like she was getting ready to go to an outfit and the toilet overflowed, so she had to put on some yellow gloves real quick and clean the bathroom before she dipped out to this function.
Baby, she is standing there. She is holding that jacket. Now, here's the thing. Minus the gloves, I actually like the look. I think it actually looks, it's edgy.
It's the glove that is really ruining this, and whatever this is she has on her head.
I could even work with that. Like, it's just this glove. And here's the other part. If it was like a yellow long glove or like a short yellow weird glove that went around 4 fingers or something, I would probably be like, all right, girl, I'm all in. But this,
that just looks like a yellow rubber glove that you can get in a 2-pack from the dollar store.
Yep, that's what it is. That's what it looks like to me. Yep. So, Julia, I like the look, but not the glove. Now, listen, Sierra Farrell, I should say.
Who is this person? Sorry, I'm asking the wrong person.
She was attending the show, and that's what I'm doing. But all I'm saying is, this is given. If you've never seen Bram Stoker's Dracula, and if you've never seen the girl who played opposite Winona Ryder, who got married to the guy, and her name was Lucy, and when what's his face walks in the room and she's going to come back to life, he's like, Lucy, baby, this is the exact look that Lucy had on when she was trying to get out that damn coffin. Lucy! That's all I'm saying. Listen, Billie Eilish and Phineas, I believe Phineas is her actual brother. But listen, the cool kids seem to love her. I'm not quite sure why they love her. I don't quite know. I'm not quite sure.
I couldn't tell you a single song that she sang, but even her aesthetic, I don't see what they see in her, and maybe it's not for me to see. So
I just don't. But listen, he's in a Zegna suit and she's in Zegna suit, and I think it's Zegna. That's how you pronounce it.
I think it's Zegna.
Yeah, and she's in Prada. And listen, they're just there. That's all I got.
You feel me on this. Billie Eilish is doing late 90s, early 2000. What's the woman's real? What's Denise Cosby? What was her name?
It was Denise.
No, but what's the woman's real name?
Lisa Bonet.
Yeah, she's doing Lisa Bonet cosplay from the early 2000s.
I can see that. I see that now.
And that's not a compliment.
I mean, it's a flattering statement.
I mean, I guess.
Maybe.
I didn't mean it flatteringly.
Well, okay. I mean, like somebody thought enough of her style to mimic it. That's how I'm looking at it.
Hallelujah.
Now, listen, I'm trying to like Avery Wilson. I really am.
I don't know who the person is either.
I don't know if I really like this or if I don't. I'm not quite sure. But what I do know is I believe these shoes they're either Balmain or Prada. I can't remember. But they have the I don't know how I feel about this look.
I know exactly how I feel about this whole look, but especially this shoe.
I don't know how I feel about this, and I see him trying so hard, but it's like it's a miss, baby.
Very try-hardy.
It's a miss, baby.
It is a full miss because these are just. They're either silk or felt applique flowers.
I don't believe that they are. I mean, they're felt. Oh my God. Oh, somebody said I think I saw those outfits at Target yesterday.
Yes, Greg was referring to Billie Eilish
and Phineas.
But this just feels like
this feels like I could see that at the Target.
What?
I feel like I could see this at the Target. I could.
I feel like this was a design challenge on Project Runway or some show, and you ran out of time. Baby, you know what this is? This is the flower version of La La Ree and them fucking bags on a fucking bodysuit.
Oh, shut up. Shut up.
But spot the lie. Spot the lie. This is the flower version of the La La Ree be speckled. This is the be flowered
or be flowered.
and even if you were going to accept that is an aesthetic, those shoes are ugly. Why would you want to have a literal camel toe on your foot?
I That's all I got for Avery. I just don't know.
Greg says, aren't those the flower scrubbers you see in the bath? Now, he's an attractive young man. I mean, I'll give him that. And, you know, God bless his ministry for trying, but honey.
I got nothing.
And so, all right. So we got if this was like an aesthetic,
you could not get through this picture.
I can't, because if this was an aesthetic and the flowers went from one shoulder to the other side, and it was like an accent thing on it, but these just feel randomly placed in a way that makes it look like a child did it. So,
one more again. You going for another one?
I would just say that if I feel like I could do, if I see a fashion look and I feel like I could make it, it's not good.
I have no comment.
Because bitch, we could go to Michael's right now, and get some pink and some red and some green felt and those little sequin brooches or the earring, and cut those out and put them together and hot glue that shit onto a suit that either you or I have in our closet. This would be my look for Code Red?
Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide, please.
Oh, here we go with this shit.
Listen, Kanye West and Bianca's.
So I will take this every fucking day of the week over this shit.
Here's what I will say. Kanye just had on jeans and a t-shirt. Bianca, when I tell you Bianca's body is
amazing.
She had even pretty titties, like the way they were just shaped. I was like, I don't know if these are real or not, or if they were natural.
Her whole body was so perfect till
it was like it was,
because when she first took it all off, I was like, God damn, does she have on like a graphic underneath that of like the world's perfect body?
Listen,
but I feel like 10 years from now, when she is finally released from his clutches, she's going to be like, this was the worst night of my life. I was either high or he had just beat me or something crazy. Because I feel like no woman who is totally in charge of her own shit will come out of the house dressed like that with that vacant ass look on her face.
So here's the thing.
Maybe this is very Stepford Wives, Valley of the Dolls bullshit.
I feel like this is, believe it or not, I feel like this is a whole game for them. Like I feel like Kanye is into some straight up BDSM or kink or fetish. Like I feel, because this is what this feels like to me. This feels like you know, the couple that comes to MAL that just started playing and just started realizing their kinks and or fetishes, and they're just going all out, balls to the wall. I don't know.
So it's a no for me. And yeah, all right.
But listen, Bianca's body, beautiful.
Body T, mine probably not all there.
Gracie Abrams in Chanel. Not one of my favorite aesthetics or looks, which is that like, you know, 1920s elegant, you know, flapper type of girl.
Right. It looks like she's in a 1920s wedding dress to me.
Right. But again, it's the look to how it all came together. I think it all looks good together. And this is Chanel. And listen, there's nothing you can say about Chanel other than you respect it. It's just Chanel, period. That's it. Because I'm sure that this gown probably costs more than several people than what they made.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's a given. I mean, and the construction of it is gorgeous. And it's not an ugly dress. I just don't care for it.
Yeah, it's just not my aesthetic. It's dainty, and I'm sure this is probably all silk, probably some 100% raw, something purple,
It's
and
100% raw silk organza with a blah blah blah
yeah,
construction
something
and
and
rude
gold
and
line, something
mhm,
and whatever. Like, yeah, I'm sure
exactly. And her pussy is filled with solid gold and all of that. Yeah.
that's what I'm feeling. It probably is. Listen, we cannot mention one Smith without mentioning the other. But here's the thing. I kind of like this look on Willow because she ain't got nothing on but this jacket, her bra, and some pumps. And while it may not be appropriate, it is probably more appropriate than Jaden in that damn hat or house on his head. But she looks nice. That's all I got. Like I can't even I can't say anything bad. I just can't. I can't say anything bad about her.
All righty then.
That's all I got. Teddy swims in a pearl embroidered suit and jewelry from K Jewelers.
I'm assuming you added the K Jewelers part.
No.
That's what it said in the caption?
Yes! Literally. 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 I literally, and I'm sitting there saying to myself, here's the thing. He looks comfortable as shit. He looks like, bitch, I look good. He's giving very much a, bitch, break me out the plastic. Like that's the look on his face is like, bitch, I'm doing everything that I want to do right here. Eccentric says he has a K campaign and he saw it on Facebook. I'm just literally, that's what, so baby, like baby,
he is getting his money's worth, and okay. I mean, sure.
Listen, Greg
is walking around wearing anal beads. K Jewelers at PG Mall. Yeah, it's a lot.
That's where we're at. I wanted to close out with this because I just can't. It's like the simple, understated, but overstated. Like, I don't really give a fuck about this. I'm gonna just throw these socks on in these shoes and I'm going out the door. That's all I got. But listen, this is how she is. She's in gloves and white socks. That is, listen, there's no design. That is what she is in. That is what she wore. That is where we are.
Bitch. Yes, Atlas, she is wearing workout stockings.
Yes, that is what she is wearing. That is what the fuck she's wearing. Oh God.
She was like, I am required to be here.
Right. She's like, I'm just here so I don't get fired. That's the look on her face. I'm just here so I don't get fired. That's it. I want to get fined. I don't want to get fired. Listen, Blue Ivy showed up with her mom on stage and she was wearing a Naeem Khan gown. Now, here's the thing. People, how can I say this in sounding constructive and not sound like I am being too critical? I like the fact that she goes places with both her parents and she wears gowns that while I may think I wouldn't let my child wear this right now, she does not look bad and it's not in a sexual way. However,
I mean, we have seen plenty of prom dresses that look whatever. I feel like Blue Ivy is 13 or 14.
But hold on. She's 13. That's the part where like she's not 14, 15, 16. She's 13 years old. And so that's where that's the part for me where I would probably say, this is great, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a sweater to put over top of this. Or I'm going to give you a wrap to go around this. Something. Me. And again, that is not, she's there with her parents and they are raising her and I get that. But for me, and I can see that my child is turning into a beautiful young lady, I definitely would probably want to keep it a little bit more 13 years old to me. But I think the gown is nice. It's a very beautiful gown. Listen, Beyonce showed up and she was wearing Schiaparelli. So we're not even going to talk about any of this. This is probably one of the most understated but overstated pieces of Schiaparelli, because he's always doing some.
Yeah, when I saw that this was Schiaparelli, I was like, really? Because this looks very basic to me for Schiaparelli.
It does, but then also remember, there, you have stuff that goes back into, like, I think he said to like the 20s and the 30s. I want to say. Yeah. But so it could have been a lace trim from another gown or whatever, because I know that they're big on recycling all their pieces. Yeah. But it also looks like, when you look at it closely, it looks like a handkerchief and some of the things that are on a handkerchief. Yeah. So, and that's the other eye trick.
Beyonce is always down for the symbolism, and it's never just one layer of whatever with her, right, whether it be the music or the aesthetic.
Right. And so that goes along with Cowboy Carter and then the handkerchiefs and that sort of thing. So, but hey, this is what it is. But it was a Schiaparelli gown.
Well, all right. Was that the last one? Yep. All right. So this is as good a time as any to get into the stories.
Yep. Okay. Well, listen, we're gonna jump right, since we just talked about Beyonce. We're gonna talk about the fact that Beyonce won. She won Album of the Year Grammy for Cowboy Carter. So filling one of the few remaining gaps in her otherwise legendary career. She said, "I just feel very full and very honored, and it's been many years." She is the most decorated artist in Grammy histories and had previously lost the award, considered the most prestigious, handed out by the Recording Academy 4 times. She then dedicated her win to Linda Martell, a country music pioneer for Black women. Martell is also featured on the album if you don't have it. She was also nominated for a slew of other awards, a total of 11, including Best Country Album, Song of the Year, and Record of the Year, and held the title of Most Nominated at the 2025 Grammys. Album of the Year was Beyonce's 3rd win of the night. In the pre-show, she won Best Pop Duo Group Performance with her song Two Most Wanted with Miley Cyrus, and then won Best Country Album during the main broadcast. She joins Whitney Houston, Natalie Cole, and Lauryn Hill as the 4th Black woman to be awarded the Album of the Year award. So congratulations on that. I also wanted to point out a few other things about the winners from this Grammys award show. So clearly she took Cowboy Carter, won Album of the Year. Song of the Year was Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. Record of the Year was Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar.
I just want to pause and say that that was the wrong decision for Song of the Year. You know what the Song of the Year was? I'm going to bring you back. Drizzy! That was the Song of the Year. God damn it. Anyway, you may continue.
So, like I said, Record of the Year was Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar. Best Latin Pop Album went to, was Las Mujeres Ya No Lloran by Shakira. The Best New Artist was Chappell Roan. She was the winner. Best Country Album, Cowboy Carter. Best Pop Vocal Album, Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter. Best African Music Performance was Love Me JJ, which was by Thames. Best Opera Recording was Sahario, Adriana Mader. Best Alternative Jazz Album was No More Water, The Gospel of James Baldwin by Nichelle Ndege Ocello. Best Score Soundtrack for Visual Media includes Film and Television. Dune Part 2, the composer was Hans Zimmer. They were the winner. Best Alternative Music Album was All Born Screaming, St. Vincent. Producer of the Year, Non-Classical, goes to Danielle Nigro. Best American Album goes to Trial of Flowers, Sierra Farrell, who was the winner. Best Rock Song goes to Broken Man, St. Vincent, and they were the winner. Songwriter of the Year, Non-Classical, Amy Allen, who was the winner. Best R&B Song went to Saturn by SZA. And Best Progressive R&B Album was So Glad You Know, Avery Sunshine. And Why Lord, NX or No Worries by Anderson .Paak and Knowledge. So listen, congratulations to Avery Sunshine. I think that's her first Grammy. So I'm glad that she actually won that as well. Best rap performance was Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar. And here's the thing with Kendrick Lamar. Drake, you listening? All this was because you made this man mad. But okay. All right, I'm gonna let that go. I ain't gonna listen.
Baby.
Don't come soon after me. I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money. Best pop solo performance was Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. Best dance pop recording, Von Dutch, Charlie XCX. Best dance electronic album, Brat by Charlie XCX. And the best rap album went to Doechii for Alligator Bites Never Heal, who turned the motherfucking Grammys out. If you have not seen her performance, baby, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. So if you don't have her album, baby, you better go and get into it. She was nominated for she had other songs nominated because Nissan Altima was nominated for something. But again, that one didn't win, but she did win that one. So I just want to jump into some famous birthdays within the last week. Actor Garrett Morris turns 88. Singer Florence LaRue of The Fifth Dimension is 83. Actress Blythe Danner turns 82. Celebrity chef, your girl, Ina Garten, turns 77, along with Alice Cooper and Barbara Hershey. Lisa Marie Presley, she was having a birthday during this week as well. Actor Brent Spiner turns 76. Actress Morgan Fairchild turns 74. She doesn't age. She'd have made some deal with the devil as far as I'm concerned. Christy Brinkley turns 71. Nathan Lane turns 69. Tim Meadows turns 64. I love Tim Meadows. I don't know if y'all know who Tim Meadows is, but he was one of the other few black people on SNL, but he was a clown. Singer Clint Black turns 63. Actress Jennifer Jason Leigh, single white female, turns 63. Actor Laura Linney is 61. Actress Mara Tierney turns 60. Actor Chris Parnell turns 58. Pauly Shore turns 57. Bobby Brown turns 56. Brian Krause from Charmed, who's 56 as well, along with Michael Sheen. Actor Warwick Davis turns 55. And I don't know if you remember him, but he's like one of the short people or little people that was in a couple of different movies. But as soon as you see his face, you'll know who he is. Actor Michael C. Hall from Dexter and 1600 is 54. Rapper Big Boy turns 50, along with Natalie Imbruglia, who turned 50. Daddy Yankee turned 49. Rapper Cameron is 49. Shakira turned 48. Actress Gemma Arteron turns 39. TV personality Lauren Conrad from The Hills and Laguna Beach, she's 39. Ronda Rousey turns 38. Henry Golding from Crazy Rich Asians is 38.
Yes.
Right. Darren Criss turns 38. Sean Kingston is 35. Harry Styles is 31. And actress Julia Garner turns 31 as well. Some other birthdays this week that went on: Charles Lindbergh, who was an aviator; Rosa Parks, civil rights activist. George Romero, Dawn of the Dead, Everything, Living in the Dead, all of those people. And he was from Pittsburgh, I think. Or no, it was filmed in Pittsburgh. I think that's what it was. Howard Johnson, the hotel chain founder. Ayn Rand. I always pronounce his name right. Ayn Rand. Ayn Rand. Thank you. The writer Farrah Fawcett had a birthday. Clark Gable, Langston Hughes, Boris Yeltsin, former Russian president. Like I mentioned, Lisa Marie Presley. Again, she had a birthday as well. Hank Aaron, MLB Hall of Famer, and Roger Staubach, NFL quarterback, also shared birthdays in this past week as well. So that's where we're at. Social media slaves. Listen, Jasmine Crockett has been all over these interwebs for the last couple of days. There's 2 articles that she did, but I don't want to. She's my social media slave because every time she opens up her mouth, she always got something to say. But I just want to put this part out there. She was quoted talking about she was dragging Trump and using spicy words to describe him. And so in the article in The Root, Texas Rep. Jasmine Crockett is once again speaking her mind when it comes to President Donald Trump. Last year at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, she referred to Trump as a vindictive, vile villain that violates voters' vision. Jasmine, that was fine. I was cool with that. But when I got to this, because she made a comment about mediocre white boys complaining about DEI. During Monday's edition of Laura Coates Live on CNN, Crockett called out the coddling of white men while discussing the State Department hiring of Darren Beattie, who was fired from Trump's first administration after speaking at a white nationalist conference. The Democratic lawmaker also called attention to Beatty's previous comments that competent white men must be in charge, and that the entire national ideology is predicated on coddling the feelings of women and minorities and demoralizing competent white men. So Jasmine says, I am tired of the white tears. Listen, if you are competent, you are not concerned. I had to work 10 times as hard as they did just to get into the seat. When you look and you compare me to Marjorie Taylor Greene or me to Lauren Boebert, there is no comparison. And that is a life that we have always lived. So the only people that are crying are the mediocre white boys that have been beaten out by people that historically have had to work so much harder. This is why they don't want us to have education. This is why they are trying to literally say we won't fund the HBCUs, because they know that if they've already gone after affirmative action and they're saying, you know what, don't allow them to come in to say these predominantly white institutions, as we call them, don't allow them to come into these institutions.
I mean, what is there to say?
This is why she is the social media slave for me for this particular week. I just that's all I got. Jasmine, I listen. Mwah, that's all I got.
We love you.
I got a couple stories here for News of the Weird. According to you Express, there were 12,000 humans alongside dozens of humanoid robots that are scheduled to compete in a half marathon in Beijing in April. And this was reported just on January 29th. Now, there are bipedal robots from Tesla, Boston Dynamics, and 1X that will have a human-inspired appearance and be able to move on two legs. Experts say experienced human runners have the edge over robots, partially because of battery life, but battery changes mid-race will be allowed. So I'm interested to see what this tech revolution is going to bring with these bipedal robots. So let's just see how this goes. But be on the lookout for that coming up in April. There's another story that I found. There were two mourning sisters from Clearwater, Florida, that didn't even make it out of the church before getting into a scrape following their 95-year-old dad's funeral on January 22nd, as reported by the Smoking Gun. Kathleen Deegan, 66, delivered the eulogy for Dr. Arthur Deegan. She neglected to mention her niece, which upset Maureen Deegan. And after the service, Maureen allegedly chest bumped her older sister. Kathleen then grabbed Maureen's hair and pulled her back. Maureen threw strikes at Kathleen's face. Kathleen was arrested for misdemeanor battery. Maureen was charged with felony battery because her victim was over 65 years old. Listen, I get it. Tensions are high at funerals. That's all I get. Yeah. Last story. JAMA Cardiology published a case on January 22nd that might put followers of the carnivore diet off their meat. The subject arrived at a Tampa, Florida hospital with yellow oozing nodes on his palms, elbows, and soles of the feet. He told doctors that he was following a diet consisting of entire sticks of butter, 6 to 9 pounds of cheese, and hamburger patties daily. He said his overall health had improved. He had lost weight and gained energy and cognitive functioning, but the painless ooze had started nearly a month earlier. Blood tests revealed his cholesterol level was more than 1,000 milligrams, which is about 5 times what is considered healthy. He was diagnosed with xanthelasma, in which excess lipids ooze from blood vessels. The report didn't reveal the man's fate. Can you imagine excess lipids oozing from your blood vessels? You're eating 6 to 9 pounds of cheese and hamburger patties daily. Ugh.
Yeah, that's the poor thing.
That's a lot. That's a lot. But that's all I got for these stories this week.
All right. As we transition into the next segment, I thought I'd share a little music with you all.
than a snicker. I'm thicker than a ninja. Don't act like you don't know me. These hams deserve a trophy. Maybe it ain't no mystery. Got the best BBL in history. This cake will make you show up. I know you've seen this glow up. That's BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy.
Listen,
all right.
I feel like there's several songs that stick in my head, and one that's sticking in my head right now, and I keep saying it all the time. I fucking love this song, and I gotta find it. Listen, that when I sent to you, it was the message was like, I'm the nigga. Baby,
Yeah.
I love this song. The way I feel like I want to get dressed in the morning, be like, I need this song. I need this song.
Are we ready?
Spiller Boy. Yeah, we're here. Hey, Spiller Boy, can you share some of your pictures? I don't want to share any of the pictures from this weekend, but
You can't post them in the picture. You have to send them to you, or you'd have to share them.
Yeah, can I share some of the pictures? I just want to make sure which ones. So send me which ones you want me to share.
What kind of husband goes grocery shopping with his wife? The New York Post caught her grocery shopping with Dougie Fresh. What kind of husband goes grocery shopping with his wife? The New York Post caught.
I'm just convinced that a lot of these men don't like women, and they certainly don't like their wives, because what do you mean, what kind of man goes grocery shopping with his wife?
I don't.
Well, didn't your father and your stepfather go grocery shopping with your wife, with your mother? I mean, I'm sorry, these people live in loveless families when you think it's okay that you don't go grocery shopping with your wife, especially when your wife was the former vice president of the United States, and you got dumb motherfuckers like this saying shit about you on air.
But the problem is, what is the issue with going grocery shopping with your wife? Because y'all are buying food for you and your family to eat. Why the hell would you not know what you're putting in your body? Why the hell would you not know what you walk around and help pick out?
Yeah.
What you want? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, that just doesn't that doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't. It doesn't.
What's up with the titles? The they, the him, her? Like,
you're asking the wrong person.
What is that about?
Because listen, as someone who owns a business who deals with details of contracts, they and them personifies a multiple person, and but at the same time, if you like it, I fucking love it. Like, that's true. It 100% is. Listen, if you want to identify as a southbound end of a northbound mule, I'm there for it. Look, I am a 6'7" man with a voice like Barry White, wearing more makeup than Tammy Faye Baker, and I got a Birkin to show for it. And all I'm saying is, if you want me to acknowledge you in a way that makes you feel whole, that takes nothing away from me. Right? I may not understand it, but it's not for me to understand. I'm a firm believer in, if someone else wants you to come through the front door of their house and take your shoes off at the door, that's their right, because that's their safe place. So when I go into someone else's safe place, I want them to tell me if I need to take my shoes off. And if they tell me that I need to, proverbially, like air quotes, take my shoes off, meaning they want to be identified as a they or a them or a he, I don't have to understand it to respect it.
What's up with the titles? The they, the him, her? Like,
that's it. That's all, and that's all that it is.
I mean, I guess, but whenever people start having this discourse, they start saying things. If you want to identify as a southbound end of the northbound, I mean, you're making fun of what is a thing. You could have left all of that part out and just been like, I respect people's pronouns. But by saying things that are ridiculous that people would never identify as, it's like making light of the situation. But I mean, I guess it's better than nothing.
I don't know, because if you think back 25 or 30 years in our lives, would you have ever thought that you would be identifying someone as they or them?
I mean, but you're not identifying them as a word that isn't a pronoun.
I'm not saying that.
We're just using it in a new way. But by saying, but you're suggesting that You know, if you want to identify as a car, that's fine. No one's identifying as a car. They're just choosing to use a pronoun in a way. They're using it in a way that's already used to identify multiple people in a way that identifies. Best friend said he didn't do the math and missed the opening of the show. I was like,
that's all right. That's all right. You hear? That's all right. That's all right. You hear,
pretty. But anyway, like I said, I'm glad that he made it there. I still just think we could do better.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the point for me is it's about respecting it. That's all that it is. That's the point.
Ultimately, yes.
But there are things, I mean, there are a lot of things that, you know, again, I'm showing my age 30 years ago that I would have never expected I shouldn't even say never expected, but just never even thought would even be a thing.
Yeah, it was something that wasn't even in the consciousness. You know?
And so, but then, you know, fast forward, now it is. And it's like, okay, well, cool. So listen, again, in both situations, it's the respect that's placed on it. That's right. It. That's what it boils down to for me.
With obstacles. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm competitor number 6, Sophia, and I've had a wonderful time tonight. I hope you guys have had a wonderful time as well. To all of my competitors, obstacles have caused 8 girls to drop out of the pageant tonight. What obstacles have I overcome tonight? Ladies and gentlemen, I haven't overcome any obstacles. I am the obstacle that caused the girls to drop out of the pageant. So my advice to all of the other girls that are competing for the pageant tonight, stop trying to become a queen and become an obstacle. I know you too well, honey. Oh my God.
Baby, the way she clopped off that stage told you she was about the business and she was ready to be an obstacle.
Baby, Miss Sophia is hilarious. She is absolutely hilarious.
Oh, you know this person or know of her?
Yes, Miss Sophia was on she used to be with T.S. Madison and also with what's her face? Nessa Girl, Funky Dineva. Like they were all together at one particular point and all friends. Miss Sophia was on the radio and a couple different shows. And so it's Miss Sophia she's hilarious.
Good.
Hello. What's your name?
Nadej.
I like your dress today. What you do?
I'm a storyteller here in Miami and a historian.
Who are the original Miamians?
Native folk. In 1896, the folks who made Miami possible to become a city, 44% of those folks were Black men. That part of Miami is not as visible or easy to find, but if you look, it's there.
Where are we at right now?
The spot for all things conch, Bahamians, and soul food in Miami all go together.
So let's go try some conch. You been here?
I have been here.
Nice.
A lot of Bahamians were recruited to come work in Miami. That legacy lives on through the food.
Oh, I don't think I've ever had a conch fritter. What's this sauce called?
The Calypso sauce.
Oh, I like that.
Doesn't matter if you're Haitian, Jamaican, you're eating conch fritters.
Now we're gonna go to
Virginia Key.
And that is
the first beach that was given to the Black community. They couldn't use Miami Beach because it was a sundown town. Because of a protest led by Black residents in Miami, the city gave up a beach during segregation.
Let's go. You can't do this with Tim's on. You know, I wear these sandals everywhere. They need a little rinse too.
Those sandals, they could be framed.
Oh, what is that? Like some garlic bread? What is that? She laughs.
It's not garlic bread.
Straight laughed at me. Johnny cake. Oh, it's way thicker. Conch salad. Pig feet sauce. 3, 2. That's like ceviche. I had conch one time before. I didn't enjoy it. This I really enjoy.
Because you're in the right place to get conch.
How old were you when the first time you had this, you think?
I'm sure I was like a toddler.
That's mad good.
You gotta say merci en fil.
Merci.
Thank you so much.
Why did it take the Haitian to show me Bahamian food?
You know what that is? Diasporic love.
That's how you know you're a real one.
The waters are sacred. There was a saltwater underground railroad that went south. Enslaved Black people freed themselves and made their way to the Bahamas. It's considered a throwaway piece of land, but Black folks made it beautiful. We will make something out of nothing. So many stories to tell.
Yes. Hello.
I just thought that was important to speak to him, you know, because as many times as I've been to Miami, I never knew that Miami was a sundown town. I've certainly never been to Virginia Beach. So next time I go, I feel like we'll try to swing by at least to pay homage to the our ancestors who fought, for a place for them to enjoy the sun, and how the Bahamas came to be. I thought that was good for us, since we are Black.
Use your FMLA.
Ciao.
Use it before you quit and let them people run you out that job. Use your FMLA. Do you hear me? You, the one that's thinking about quitting with no plan. Before you do it, use your FMLA. Do you understand me? Do not quit that job without a plan. We need to have plans in place. An FMLA is going to give you a few weeks, 6. Sometimes it can give you 12. It just depends on how severe the situation is. Go to your therapist, go to your doctor, and use FMLA before you quit. Do you understand? Say yes.
Yeah, I agree with all of that, but girl, make sure you do your work, do your research first, because girl, you can't you can't just be getting Joe Boo Boo to write you a note. This has to be a doctor or a therapist. It's got to be somebody with doctor in their name, not a counselor.
And the other part of this is most people won't allow you to use your FMLA until you've exhausted all of your vacation and or sick time.
Right. And like someone else, you can't see it because it's probably too small. It says, and quit on the 1st of the month, so you still have access to your medical, dental, vision benefits for at least 30 days after quitting.
Yep. And also on FMLA, you don't get paid on FMLA.
Well, that part. So, but if you need,
time, then yes, I get it. FMLA just is basically to save your job. I mean, I actually used it for my mom at one particular point when I was running back and forth trying to get her set up because I wanted to make sure that I had stuff in place. But again, I still had to use my vacation time and my sick time and everything else.
Right.
But when it was gone, I could take FMLA.
Members question the mayor for spending $26,000 on his city-issued credit card, including a trip to Africa. Here it is.
I am so distressed and disappointed that the blackest city in the United States of America is heading into Black History Month with its all-black council tearing each other down.
We're not tearing you down. You took your black behind over to Africa for 20 days and didn't tell anybody.
Well, they say the mayor has yet to justify the expenses that are now being audited. We've reached out to the mayor for his side of the story, but he hasn't responded yet. Be sure to download Fox Local for live streaming, news, and more. Members.
So wait a minute. I just want to make sure I understand something because I maybe I missed a piece of this. You're telling me that this mayor of this town,
South Fulton, which I'm assuming is a suburb of Atlanta,
done took himself out of the country to Africa because her baby's in Africa.
Getting getting plenty of air and sunshine. It's gonna turn out a heat better than these fools you never tried to raise.
Right, Monique. What's going on, baby? Yeah, so you done took this 20-day trip across the pond, over the water, into the motherland to then sit down for 20 days.
20 days.
And you put this on your good job, the city's credit card?
Yes. And then tried to gaslight the girls into saying something. And that girl was like, nigga, you took your black ass to Africa and didn't tell nobody you was gone. You supposed to be the fucking mayor.
But
she said you took your black behind. That's what she wanted to say. You took your black ass to Africa.
For 20 Now, so here's the thing.
And not only was he gone for 20 days, no one knew where he was.
And $26,000. Is that the number we're talking about? $26,000.
That's a little less than, that's more than $1,000 a day that he spent. So that girl was not staying. I don't know where he went to. Let's say he went to Nairobi. He wasn't staying at the Nairobi Marriott. Or maybe he was staying at the Marriott. He wasn't staying at the Nairobi Town Place Suite.
Wait, there's no Laquita over there? Because you know my good girlfriend Laquita. She always comes through the
right.
pen.
La Quinta.
Girl, her name is Laquita, honey. That's what it's that. Her
In
name
Africa, it's the Laquita.
It's the Laquita, honey. That's
the side note. Back in the day, long before the pandemic in the 90s, LaQuinta used to have a good little breakfast buffet.
Child, me and Miss Laquita got acquainted very early on, back in the 90s, honey. When I went to Miami, honey, Miss Laquita, girl, listen, Laquita, she Laquita, all right with me. She all right with me. She all right with me.
So listen, all I'm gonna say is picture it.
To all of the men and women that say, "Oh, it's always easy for the gays." No, child. This happens more often than anything too.
It sure does. Not to me, but baby, I establishes up front.
All I'm saying is
what you were here for and what I am here for is established up front. But
there's a whole lot of sword fighting and booty bumping going on sometimes with these people.
I picture it. Atlanta, what was this? 2000, let's say 20, let's say 2017-ish. Okay. Yeah, that'll do. No, 2016. We were all, I'm just gonna say we, I'm not gonna call names. We was all in the room at in one of our brothers' suite at the W. So we was all just chilling in the suite. And two of our brothers started circling one another and they was giving each other the eye. And what I can say is that we were in Volt and Legionnaire's room because this is when they were still married. So this tells you how long ago that was. And so we was in the room and these two brothers start circling each other, giving each other the eye and then making out in the corner. And this hotel that we were staying at, the W, was a block away from Piedmont Park.
Okay.
So they dipped out to go to Piedmont Park to do what, adults do in Piedmont Park.
They was going over to the trails and go get it together.
But I looked at Legionnaire and I was like, girl, they are both about to come back severely disappointed. Because they were both giving energy to the other, I can't wait for you to fuck me. And don't chow.
Who do I know these two people?
You know exactly who they are. I will tell you as soon as we get off of the air. But it literally, they was both I was like, what are they going to do when they get down there? Are they going to go look for a third? Because the two of them together ain't going to do nothing.
Oh,
versus.
Listen, again, I keep telling people always say, oh, it's always easy for the men to find it, because a lot of times this happens. Now, again,
it don't have to be this way. I mean, if one of these very attractive men was willing to use the front instead of the back, they could make it happen, or they could flip. But I mean,
maybe.
Just in the gym, in the locker room, so you ain't prepared. You might not be ready to, so
baby, you better get it together. If you're going, I tell people all the time, baby, do what you like to do if that's what you want to do. But if you're trying to survive long term, baby, listen, you better figure out how to work both ends of the stick, baby. Both ends of the stick.
Or make it crystal clear when you meet the girls that this is what you're there for.
Listen, I just so happen to like them both, so that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna
Hallelujah.
That's where we at. Works
Almost 80% of our students are underprivileged.
What kind of poverty are you talking about?
I would be confident in saying that when they leave on Friday, they may not eat again until Monday.
The elementary and middle school principal is Jennifer Blankenship.
You are acutely aware of money. Oh, acutely aware of it. Do you have to be acutely aware?
You do. Every year of her 28 years as an educator here, Blankenship fought for every dollar for her kids.
How much of this room is funded? The entire room.
A third of all of Bell County, Kentucky school district funding in 2021 came from federal sources. So this district is listening as incoming President Donald Trump pledges this.
One other thing I'll be doing very early in the administration is closing up the Department of Education in Washington, D.C., and sending all education and education work and needs back to the states.
What exactly that means for a state like Kentucky is unclear. Trump won this state. In Bell County, 84% voted for Trump, yet it deeply relies on federal funding. And that's not unusual. A CNN analysis found the 15 states that most rely on federal funding for its public schools in 2022 all voted for Trump.
And I voted for President Trump.
I mean, you're an educator. You didn't vote for Trump eliminating federal funds.
No.
No, you voted for him to stick it to niggers and fags. Let's just be clear.
And you wind up getting caught up in this motherfucking, because again, we just talked about this. DEI does not mean black folks. It means women. Listen,
white women are the largest beneficiaries of DEI. And all of these programs, even going back to the 80s, when Ronald Reagan tried to make it, started talking about black welfare mothers in the ghetto. And even since then, white people have been the biggest beneficiaries of these welfare programs. And for you to say, but baby, we knew as soon as we saw this hairdo, we already knew how she voted. We already knew, bitch.
Baby, we ain't even. Do we even give it a name? Is it the?
That's the Karen.
It's the Karen, like the "Can I speak to your manager?" Like that's
"Can I speak to your manager" haircut.
Yeah,
and for you, because that's what you voted for. When you say things like "Make America Great" and DEI, you're talking about taking things away from black people and the gays and disabled. But what you don't understand is that this is still a patriarchy. So what they are also talking about is women. They want you to be home pumping out babies. They don't believe that you should have a career. They want you to be home, and you should know better. You are an educator. You should be educated. You should know that a third of your funding comes directly from the federal government. And if that source dried up, you already said that more than half of your kids get their last meal on Friday when they leave, before they leave your school, and don't get another meal until they come to work, come to school on Monday. Do you know how poor you are that your parents can't even afford a fucking pack of ramen noodles over the weekend?
Listen,
girl. So fuck them. I mean, not fuck them. It sucks that these kids have to face the consequences of the stupid, racist, sexist, homophobic choices of the adults around them.
The part that gets me is it's still, you're going to disband the Department of Education and give it back to the states. Do you understand how much turmoil and confusion there's going to be, that there's not one set of rules across the country that eliminates doubt in any area? Do you even understand what that means? Like, you're giving it back to the state. So now you're going to have this thing where, let's say the state of Maryland requires that you read 21 books before you can graduate, whereas the state of Kentucky may require you to only read 13 books. There's a disparity here. That's a huge disparity when you start talking about quality of education. Like, what are we talking about here? Even on the collegiate level, like the funding and where you're going.
And when he says give it back to the states. So let's say the budget of the Department of Education is $1 million per state. We know it's way more than that. So that means Kentucky, where these people live, has to find, if we say, quote unquote, give it back to the states, that means that $1 million is going to be used elsewhere in the federal government budget. So now, in order to keep this county whole, this state now has to find $1 million for these people or cut services.
$1 million worth of services.
It's not as if that $1 million is now suddenly going to find its way into the hands of the states and ultimately to serve these kids. And she should know that. This is simple stuff. But you are
$1 million
sorry, go ahead.
Worth of services. So whatever you said that you are getting from the federal government, you're cutting these other services by that much money. If you don't have money to begin with, you're cutting even more. Where's it going to come from? Something else has got to give. No one thinks about this. And then after all this, the kids are really losing out on all of this. They are the biggest losers. The kids are the biggest losers because now you're perpetuating the whole idea of uneducated, because these kids are not going to get what they need. They're going to not know how to deal with life choices, and it's going to start a vicious cycle again and again.
Yeah.
But today that really pissed me off, and that was, she said there will be no wokeness here.
Oh yeah. Let
me explain something to you, because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table. Mm-hmm. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation. The reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear you talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason, because Black people couldn't get into colleges, because women could not get into the colleges they wanted to go to. This is all women. Yeah. See, this is not Black, Asian women. This is all women. Women were not invited to this party. It was a man's world, and we busted our asses to make sure that this was a person's world. So please stop using that phrase and talking about, because you don't understand what you're saying. Mm-hmm. You're saying about yourself that, hey, that's a terrible thing to be. It's not a terrible thing to be. That's why we fought. That's what we were fighting for, so that you could stand in that podium, so that Catherine Jean-Pierre could stand at that podium. So women of all kinds of colors and ilks, wherever they came from, whatever their belief system was, they had the opportunity to bust down that door.
Man, I will recall that my Auntie Jean, who died a couple of years ago, I'm not going to give the actual family name, but let's say she was my great aunt, my grandmother's sister, Roydale and Alverstein's grandmother, and my grandmother.
But then remember, they was cousins.
Exactly. So my great Auntie Jean's husband, let's say his name was Bob Smith. She grew up in a time, to the day she died, she never signed her name as Mrs. Betty Jean Smith. She signed her name Mrs. Bob Smith, because she grew up in a time where women couldn't even have bank accounts in their own fucking name. And to have what Whoopi is saying is that, the y'all's president's new press secretary, who is only 28 years old. Which, listen, you could be a highly competent 28-year-old, but she's not. She got up and said, there will be no wokeness. And Whoopi is saying, bitch, do you not understand DEI? Again, what we've just been talking about. DEI is not just Black people. It's women. And all of these men who have, DEI is also minority preferences in government contracting. So all of these white men who have businesses in their wife's name is going to find that those contracts have dried up. All of these white women that voted for Trump but have individual education plans for their child who has an intellectual disability or who has some sort of an accommodation in school is going to find that all of that shit goes away because there no longer is the government telling you that your child, they can't just put your child in a room with other people with disabilities and give them a cheese sandwich and let them sit there for 8 hours. The government is saying there has to be a plan for them so that to the best of their ability, they can be educated just like everybody else. But that is because the Department of Education is telling Kentucky or Texas or Maryland that you have to provide a standard of education and care. And if the Department of Education is going to go there, how many states you think are actually going to do that?
And here's the other part. Let's just say he does dissolve the Department of Education. How long do you think it's going to take for them to bring it back to life? But the aggravation to do this is going to be out of this world. Out of this world.
It's not going to happen. You know, a lot of things. First of all, I just want all of y'all to be clear. All of this is designed to be shock and awe. The president does have a significant amount of power through executive order, but he can't just be eliminating whole departments that were created by congressional act.
So the other part of this is, he's looking at the Constitution as well. And I'm like, you are an idiot. Like, here we go.
They're just thinking it doesn't apply to them. So we'll see.
And here's the thing. He's looked at stuff. He's talked about doing stuff. He's been told that he cannot do it or it's not even admissible, but then he somehow just still wants to march forward and try to make it happen.
Well, because that's what's happening is that people are running scared and people are going to make decisions and they're going to do as much as they can. See, the difference between people who are criminals and people who just, do shit the wrong. Criminals know the shit that they're doing is wrong and they're going to keep going till they get caught. And then they'd be like, oh, my bad. So they're going to go as far as they can. They're going to say, yeah, we're going to eliminate the Department of Education. That causes fear. Yeah, we're going to have all of these tariffs. That causes fear. Yeah, we're going to start rounding up people. That causes fear. So don't give in to the fear, but be prepared, for the foolishness.
Be prepared. Listen, I tell people all the time, baby, I will make sure I have my passport somewhere near me at all times. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna keep my passport.
And if you have a passport, get a passport card because most people don't carry their passport, and you probably shouldn't carry your passport with you like on your person. But the passport card is a federally issued ID that, because we all know people forge state IDs all the fucking time. But it's harder and generally assumed that there's more rigor that has gone through the process for a passport card. So go ahead and get a passport card if you can. It's only like $30.
Again, listen, it'll be on me. My child decided she just can't live without me. Come on, baby.
I know. And we all know you love black pussy. So there we go.
I get it. All right, sugar, go on.
Well, all right, let's wrap this show up because I still got to go see my sister. She called me all late talking about, you still coming to see me? I was like, bitch.
Baby, listen, please tell her I said hello.
I will. So anyway. I've had a wonderful time as usual. Next week will be our Valentine's Day episode. I know you listen, bitch. I don't have a Valentine's Day either. And
it's not even about having a Valentine, to be clear. I just don't celebrate it. I feel like it's a useless holiday.
I mean, we could do something. We could do something cute on Valentine's Day weekend. I was trying to think about going away, but then like that same B word that you was talking about.
Stop.
I know. I got to start doing that too because I gotta, I have bigger fish to fry, and why spend $1,000, bullshitting for the weekend when I could go and do something for a month at the end of the year. So
that part. But anyway, yeah, I'll be dressed in all black like the Omen, as Lil Kim says, and I will be, I'm like bah humbug. That's just where I'm at.
Alrighty then. Well, all right, kids. Any last words before we go?
Nope. I don't really have too much to say. Listen, I want y'all to stay safe out here. Stay warm. If you're in the DMV, it's supposed to be some winter advisory watch or whatever. Sweetheart. Come on, baby. I get it. But I want y'all to stay safe, keep it together, and just be careful out here. That's
Amen.
That's all I got.
Well, all right, kids. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you and good night.
Bye.
So it was.